Hi, today we're going to make steamed Manila clams in white wine. Here we have Manila clams. You don't want to use dead clams. That's no. You want to make sure they're alive. So these are good clams. These are live clams that are kind of firmly closed. And these are questionable ones. They're open. If you agitate them a little bit and if they close, which in this case doesn't, leads me to think this is dead clams. You don't want to use them, so this is trash. Just take a look at them. Even if they're slightly open, if you agitate them, they usually close. That means they're alive. If they're open, wide open like this, and they look really tired, they don't want to move at all, those are dead clams, or at least unhealthy clams. They don't have good smell, they have bad odor. So when you cook them up in one pot, everything in there will smell like dead clams. So just take a look at it, make sure there's no dead ones. Good. A lot of times, these clams have sand in their body. You don't want yourself or your guest eating on the sand and they'll be like, what is this? So you want to have the clams spit those sand out. To do that, we're going to take 3% salt water. Basically, every 1,000 grams of water, we need 30 grams of salt. 1,000 gram water, 30 grams salt. Yes, 1,000 gram water, 30 grams salt. Pour it in. Make sure the clams are submerged in the water completely. Something like this, just kind of give a little stir. Make sure salt is melted in water. We're going to leave this in fridge for at least 6 hours. You can leave it as long as 24 hours. And during that time, clams are going to spit out the sand. So when you eat the clams, it's totally sand free. Don't skip this step. So I'm going to put this in the fridge. I'll come back after 6 hours. Okay, so 6 hours has passed. Clams should be ready. I'm ready. Let me go get the clams. So they have, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a lot of cloudy stuff that's floating on top. There's some dirty stuff on the shell also. You don't want that going back in the food. So we're going to wash this 2-3 times until your water is clear and all the sand got washed away. So we're going to rub it like this. So just kind of give a light rub on the shell. So I'm gonna go over to the sink. Double check one more time. Make sure there's no clams that are open. All right, so I'm going to dump this water out again. You want to rinse it again and again and again until the water is crystal clear. This is how you get beautiful, clean flavor of the clams. So the ingredients we're using today is fresh parsley, some garlic, sun-dried tomatoes and olive oil, white wine, and olive oil. That's all we need. Simple dish. Clams and garlic are really good friends, okay? So don't be shy with garlic. I know we're all scared of using too much garlic, especially when we have a hot date later. Just make sure your date is eating this dish too. We're all good. So I'm going to peel these garlic with the side of the knife. Smash it lightly. You can take the garlic skin off fairly easy. And by smashing them, the garlic will release its flavor much easier. So I'm going to use about 4 cloves today. So there we have our garlic. We're gonna move on to parsley. Pick the leaves. Clams and parsley are really good friends too. And I'm making sure I'm prepping all the vegetables first before I even start cooking. It's only gonna take about 5 minutes or so for the clams to cook in the pot. So you want to have everything ready to go. That way when the clams is ready, you're ready. All you're doing is just keep adding ingredients and finishing up the dish. That's about a good amount of parsley I'm using. I'm going to chop them, but rough chop them, not fine. I think the bigger the herbs are, the better. I mean, the herbs is gonna give the maximum flavor and aroma when you actually crush these in between your teeth. That's why I wanna keep it fairly big. Sun-dried tomatoes. Let's use about that much. Again, I'm not cutting them too small. Tuck, tuck, tuck. That's it. Let's move on to my vermicular cast iron pot. Now I like using this pot because this seals perfectly. They do a really good job sealing the edges. So all the steam is basically captured in the pot. And there's very little that's gonna come out of this. So all the flavor and aroma will be captured inside. So any pot will work. Depending on pot that you're using, you might need a little bit more liquid because of the steam that's gonna come out of your pot. Set it at medium, push start. While the pot is still cold, I want to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil and add garlic. So the garlic will cook slowly and it won't burn as quickly. And burnt garlic tastes very bitter. You want to have the garlic release its flavor and aroma slowly in the oil. So that's why I started when the pot and oil is still cold. See how the garlic is lightly colored? This is about when you want to add your clams already. So I'm gonna add this is about 2 pounds of clam, more or less. You see the clams there's only one layer. You don't want to stack up the clams. Give a stir. And in here, I'm going to add sun-dried tomatoes. Like stir again. 1/4 cup white wine. I'm going to put a lid on this. Set timer at 5 minutes. We're going to keep it medium heat all the way. If you want to use mussels instead of clams, you can totally do that. You can add shrimp, you can add squid, you can add crab, lobster. You just have to cook it a little longer, but they're all gonna come out great. It smells really good in the kitchen right now. See, there's some steam, very little steam coming out of this pot. Not a lot, but already the steam, it smells so good. Timer, okay. So this means the clam's ready. Wow, look at that. Now I'm just going to sprinkle these parsley. Don't be shy with parsley, put a lot in there. And check and make sure there's no closed clams. If there is any, that guy's a dead one. So just kind of give a little stir. All these are open perfectly. Look how much sauce I have. I started out with 1/4 cup of white wine and all these juice came out of clams. I didn't add any salt at all because clams usually have perfect amount of salt. But I want to double check. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this juice. Definitely not. Don't need salt. This is amazing. Don't waste your sauce. Add pasta in here and make a vongole, which everybody loves. Or grill some bread and soak it in the sauce and eat it like that. It's amazing. Yeah, so that's it. This is steamed clams in white wine.